Behind the walls of hospitals and clinics, there is an invisible foundation keeping the American healthcare system from collapsing. It's family caregiving. In African American families, this role is deeply tied to a cultural legacy known as kinship care. It is a profound commitment, built on extended family networks and community pride. But that commitment exacts a heavy toll. Nationally, 57% of Black family caregivers report operating in high-burden situations, providing an average of 30 hours of care every single week. This chart shows the stark economic disparity in caregiving costs. Black families spend an average of 34% of their annual income on care-related expenses, compared to 14% for white families. This pressure is compounded by a frequent lack of paid family leave. Here in Milwaukee, those national trends collide with local realities. High rates of chronic conditions like hypertension and Alzheimer's require intensive, hands-on family intervention. Without targeted support, honoring that cultural commitment to kinship care in Milwaukee is a direct path to financial burnout. For many adults in Milwaukee's urban environment, the pressure hits from both sides. They fall into the sandwich generation, caring for aging parents while simultaneously raising their own children. The professional danger is acute. 80% of employed caregivers in Wisconsin report work interruptions, making the risk of reduced hours or outright job loss a daily threat. Given this immense pressure, you might assume these caregivers would immediately reach out for municipal help, yet many actively avoid it. This hesitation is a protective response. Many Black caregivers report a deep-rooted mistrust of the medical system, driven by historical experimentation and ongoing disparities. Because institutions feel unsafe, families wait, causing delayed diagnoses and reluctance to engage with formal support structures. Milwaukee caregivers find themselves trapped in a standoff, face the financial ruin of managing care entirely alone, or endure the psychological friction of dealing with untrusted medical institutions. This flowchart represents the caregiver's compass. It is a decision-making framework designed to cut through bureaucratic noise and match you with the exact entry point you need. If your primary barrier to getting help is institutional hesitation, look at this first option. Organizations like the UW-Madison Alzheimer's Disease Research Center offer a faith-based outreach program. This serves as a designated safe entry point. By partnering directly with Black faith communities, they deliver culturally competent education. It happens in a space that respects the spiritual cornerstones of the neighborhood. There is a trade-off here. This path builds critical knowledge and respects your boundaries, but it won't provide immediate physical respite or financial subsidies. Now, look at the second pathway on the diagram. This is for families managing intensive chronic illness or dementia. The Milwaukee County Aging and Disability Resource Center on West Cherry Street acts as the primary gatekeeper for this demographic. Engaging the ADRC requires navigating formal county bureaucracy during standard business hours. You have to temporarily suspend that initial systemic hesitation to get through their front door. Faith-based outreach establishes a foundation of trust, but navigating the ADRC's formal process remains the only way to secure heavy-duty municipal support. This brings us to the final branch of the diagram, addressing the bottom half of the sandwich generation, managing youth with mental health or behavioral concerns. For this specific challenge, Milwaukee Family Intervention Services, or MFIS, is your specialized tool. Milwaukee has a long-established history of formal pediatric and institutional youth care, providing a distinct systemic environment for addressing these family challenges. MFIS provides free therapeutic and case management services designed specifically to stabilize youth who are in crisis. The trade-off is strict. MFIS will completely relieve the pressure on the youth side of the equation, but it offers zero resources or guidance for your aging parents. That is where the strategy of load balancing comes in. You use a program like MFIS to stabilize the younger half of the family, freeing up your bandwidth to focus entirely on the elder. This tactic stops you from fighting a two-front war with completely drained resources. Surviving the sandwich generation is rarely about finding one magic program. It requires chaining together specialized tools from the city to compartmentalize the crisis. This matrix synthesizes your options into an actionable blueprint. To know what to do tomorrow morning, match your reality to one of these three profiles. First, if engaging with the formal medical system triggers mistrust, check the box for faith-based outreach. Use these community partnerships to gather intelligence. Build a care strategy on your own terms in a safe environment before ever stepping foot inside a county office. Second, if you are actively risking your job or reducing hours to manage a parent's dementia, check the box for the Milwaukee County ADRC. Accept the bureaucratic friction. You must get into their system to access free options counseling and to position yourself for future financial relief, like proposed tax credits. Third, if dual front caregiving is breaking you, check the box for MFIS. Outsource the youth behavioral management immediately. Regain the operational bandwidth you need to protect and care for your aging parents. Utilizing these formal support systems represents the vital, necessary evolution of kinship care within a modern, economically demanding city. The ultimate goal is to sustain you, the caregiver, because if you collapse, the entire family structure goes down with you. Historical mistrust of the medical system is valid, but it does not mandate your present-day burnout. By strategically choosing the right entry point, you can force the system to share the weight.